If you haven't heard by now, the character played by Benicio del Toro in The Last Jedi will go unnamed throughout the movie, and has been given the nickname DJ, which will apparently make sense after seeing the movie. Now, what I find a little humorous about this is that Star Wars has always been a franchise that gives a name to absolutely every character that has ever appeared on screen, no matter how briefly, and even one to some that didn't make it on screen. And I'm more than a little curious to see what name Hasbro will put on the eventual action figure. Anyway, for quite some time there has been speculation and rumors that Del Toro's character would be anyone or anything from a Fett to Ezra Bridger to Rey's father to both Ezra Bridger and Rey's father, and now, thanks to the Vanity Fair article and a tweet from Pablo Hidalgo, it seems like none of those will be the case. Then again, when I asked my fiancée what she thought the name DJ could stand for, the first thing that popped into her head was Dad from Jakku, so who knows. Personally though, the first thing that popped into my head was that the D could stand for a dealer of some kind, but when I tried to think of what kind of dealer, I couldn't come up with much of anything for J other than junk, which at first didn't make sense. But then I thought perhaps he is some type of junk dealer, which of course would make me wonder why they didn't call him JD, but now I'm really overthinking it. Anyway, by random chance, maybe he's come across something extremely important to both the Resistance and the First Order, either an item or a piece of information. Which, of course, would pretty much make him the MacGuffin of this movie, or the person everyone is looking for because he has what they need. I've also considered the possibility that, going along the same lines here, that the DJ could stand for Data Junkie, which could be a new type of character in Star Wars, much like how we have scavengers, bounty hunters, smugglers, and so on. And a data junkie could be someone who locates and then sells data of all types to the highest bidder. And with the recent destruction of the Hosnian system, where the New Republic was currently stationed, it is possible some type of precious information was thought to be lost in the incident, but DJ has managed to get his hands on it and is now willing to sell it to the First Order. I'd also guess that Finn and this new character Rose will be on some type of crazy adventure, as John Boyega himself called it, to get this information before the First Order does. Perhaps the reason why they go infiltrate the First Order is because the Resistance has learned that the information they want still exists, but they don't know the name of the person who has it, and they send Finn behind enemy lines. Or perhaps Finn just sets off on his own to prove to himself and the Resistance that he is ready to go back into action after what Kylo Ren did to him in The Force Awakens, and he convinces Rose to come along with him because, as we've learned, she's in maintenance and perhaps can help him with his new robotic spine that's not working 100% yet, or maybe something along those lines. Either that or Rose ends up coming along for the ride accidentally, which is probably far more likely. Perhaps instead she's working on the ship that Finn steals to go off on his adventure, and by the time he realizes she's on board, it's much too late. Of course, the problem with that is we already know that Finn is not a pilot, so perhaps Poe comes along too. We know at one point Leia is going to slap Poe, and that Carrie Fisher apparently enjoyed the multiple takes it took to get this scene just right, never once holding back. So perhaps Leia does it because Poe helped, and now something has happened to both Finn and Rose, and she blames Poe for it. Okay, now going back to DJ or Del Toro, or the Nameless One as I personally like to call him, I don't think he's going to be in this movie much at all. And by looking at the one picture of him we have so far, and the setting he's in and the way he's dressed, I'd guess he probably is little more than a junk dealer or something along those lines, and he stumbled upon something extremely valuable and is looking to move it, which is probably what he's trying to do at this casino location we've learned about, which we've also learned is where some of the galaxy's rich and elite go. And I don't know about you, but I think that sounds like a pretty good place to try and get a lot of credits for something you either have or know. It also goes along with what Del Toro himself said about his character, that he's neither a good guy or a bad guy, which I'd guess means he's just someone looking out for himself first and foremost, and will sell the information to whoever pays him the most. And now, as I like to say in all my videos, I could be dead wrong here and way off track, but we also know that this new character Rose has the most screen time of any of the new characters, and when you factor in how many other characters from the previous movie will need to get screen time, and that Luke and Rey will likely get the most screen time since they're the center of the movie, I really don't see this nameless character getting a big role in the movie. Again, my best guess tells me he's simply going to be the MacGuffin, the one that gets the plot rolling because he's got something everyone wants. And the main reason he goes nameless in the movie is he's trying to keep his identity a secret because whatever he's selling could, and likely will, get him into a great deal of trouble. But I wouldn't worry too much, because I'm sure at some point down the road we'll get a book or a comic book series telling us all about his history and what his name actually is. I mean, if they gave us a comic book telling us how C-3PO ended up with a red arm in The Force Awakens, I'd certainly hope we'd get a story or two about a guy that, I'd have to guess, may end up being a fan favorite simply because Del Toro is one hell of an actor, and I know he's going to be great in this movie, even if he's not in it a whole lot. Well, that's all I got for you this time. Now it's your turn to let me know what you think DJ might stand for, and what Del Toro's role in this movie will be. So leave a comment below and let's talk some Star Wars. Also, if you like this video, check out some of my other ones or go ahead and subscribe. If you've already done all that, then thanks for your continued support. If you want to know when I upload new videos, hit the notification button or just follow me on Twitter. And as always, thanks for watching.